Writing a literary argument essay for the AP Literature and Composition exam, or for any essay that focuses on examining or analyzing text, uses your knowledge of literary elements and character analysis as tools to win your side of the argument. This is because the perspective of the character affects the meaning behind the literary device. This means that both sides of the argument can be correct. If you need a refresher on analyzing characters or literary devices, please pause the video and go watch my other videos on character analysis and literary devices. Let's first go over the details about the prompt from 2021 exam so you know the expectation using the information given to you. The first few lines of the prompt provides background on the text, which helps you in understanding the author. Now, this wonderful "or" means that you can choose to use an event or an incident from one of the novels listed below or from another novel of literary merit that you have read in the past. Next, start by circling, underlining, or emphasizing some way key hint words, like in this case, literal or unconventional. This is referencing the background information that would help you in deciding on a specific novel. Remember at the beginning how I stated that the argument is dependent on perspective? Here again is an example where a house can be like the castle in Dracula by Bram Stoker, the hotel in The Shining by Stephen King, and the car, recreational vehicle, canoe, or bus from Into the Wild by John Krakauer can all be unconventional homes. The AP exam essays are about demonstrating your ability to think creatively about books and the world and apply that knowledge to your writing. Moving on. The phrase after "then" in a well-written essay usually gives you the reason why you're writing an essay and for what argument you will be graded on using the rubric. The bulleted areas are the requirements from the rubric. If you have not seen my video on the AP Literature and Composition rubrics, please at some time watch that video because the rubric does give you little hints to help you actually get a 3, a 4, a 5, and even a 6. But in the rubric video, it's also important for you to see how points are deducted because it also does point out how points could be deducted if you're not aware of them. Anyway, let's look. Okay, now bullet 1 is reminding you that per the rubric, you are to write a defensible thesis. I'll show you examples of minimum evidence in both examples in this video. The second and third bullet are telling you how to differentiate between a prose or poetry essay versus from using a thesis for a literary argument essay. Let me go ahead and clarify the difference between a prose poetry thesis against a literary argument thesis. The thesis for a literary argument focuses on the why the author wrote the text. What action, idea, or characteristic is the underlying reason they wrote about a particular theme or idea? Here are examples where in the first thesis, character development and hopefulness are what the author is wanting to say is important in Merriam's world. The second thesis uses Pike's ability to experience and observe as what the author really wants the reader to learn from the text. Now, for the prose and poetry theses, Those theses focus on how the author wrote. How did the author construct the text using literary devices or elements for the reader to understand? Recall from my literary device video that devices and elements are the author's form of writing technique. The writing technique is specifically the manner that the author used for the reader to understand the text, specifically how the author intended it to be understood. In the above two examples, you'll see that setting, epiphanies, point of view, and diction are the given devices or elements. Take some time, pause the video to see the difference, and notice how the sentences are not using the equation words verbatim. The idea of the thesis is for you to use your own words, not to always follow the given guideline or structure. To efficiently show you how to write according to the requirements of the rubrics, evidence and commentary, and sophistication sections, I'm going to go through two different activities that will strengthen your thinking to write creatively as you answer the why part of your argument. The activities are just exercises to help you establish or get you thinking towards writing at an AP level for your literary argument essay. Activity 1 will be in using an animated or imaginary character or even a puppet or stuffed toy that you had when you were under the age of 10. Through this exercise, we're going to work on the purple areas. By using a fictional character, you'll get to see that there was an underlying moral compass or viewpoint to why you found this cartoon character exciting or important, or even why your stuffed animal was so important. Specifically, you're going to note that that fictional character has complexities to it because you have a more mature mind now than when you were a kid, which is going to offer a more broader context to his meaning. This context is what is going to show the significance of your line of reason and help you learn to focus your thoughts in writing on those specific details. The second activity I'll actually give you a piece of literary merit, and it will focus on the pink areas. The activity is, because it has no dialogue, is going to help you get used to pinpointing those specific details, because often you become too used to just using quotes from the given text. Having this particular piece that I have for activity 2 is going to help you really focus in noticing those small details that you would normally put to the side because you'd be more interested in the quote of the character. Activity 2 is also going to show how you can hook the reader consistently with your writing by focusing on an underlying meaning of an action, a feeling, or thought that's going to further support your argument. These additional details that you add are going to be connected to the given characteristics, actions, and ideas to clearly explain your perspective of your argument. Before we get started with the activities, I want to explain how the ACE study guide on character analysis helps you with the literary argument essay. It can also help you with the prose as well. If you become so comfortable with using it, you can easily use it for both types of essays, but I want to go over that first. Using the ACE study guide or thank you map for a literary argument essay gets the reader to focus on the why of one specific character's actions, thoughts, and dialogue. By taking the information from the ACE study guide and inserting questions based off of who, what, when, where, why, and how, the answers to these questions will provide the specific evidence or details like what role did they play in the text, their motivation, what influences their decisions, their particular traits, what are their flaws, what relationships do they have, like how, as far as how do they view others and how do others view them. Even the character's dialogue of how do they speak, and the author's intention as far as does the character help convey a specific theme or idea. Your answers to these questions will tell why the character behaved a certain way. You do need to realize that the questions you see on the screen are not concrete. They're not permanent. Just like in my 6 W's of Prose video, the questions change with the prompt and text. With each answer, you do have to explain why the author shared that information and determine its significance to the text. That is the goal of your literary argument, to explain the significance of specific details. Knowledge of your literary devices will help immensely with this. By looking at the breakdown of the rubric's evidence and commentary, the evidence should be the text examples. These will be the answers from your character analysis. There should be at least 3 in each body paragraph. Your knowledge on literary devices or elements will help you to understand what the writer is trying to convey. You use this knowledge to structure the explanation of the line of reason to support your response to your argument. Now, using your writing skills, you want to share a broader context of how the author's theme of the entire novel, and if possible, the line of reason, you want to combine those and show that there is a broader context behind just this one particular incident in the novel. Basically, you're seeing this one incident and you're looking at the theme of the novel and you're showing the relationship. Now, if you can apply that line of reasoning to an alternative situation, this will create the complexity or tension in your essay, according to the rubric. The better you're able to demonstrate this in your essay, the closer you will be to writing with sophistication. I think another way of understanding the requirements of the literary argument essay is by comparing it to a crime. In criminal law, mens rea is questioning why the crime was committed, versus cui bono is motive. So your essay is to answer why did the characters say, think, or act as they did according to the text. And here, text theme. And then, what was the character's state of mind or reason or purpose? That would be according to the motive. Do you want to learn more on how to think while writing? Click on any of the videos you see here or below, post questions below, and I will respond or upload a specific video to demonstrate a clarifying answer. If you feel you've learned the thought process that helps you with writing, please click the thumbs up, or even better, share with someone else who you think would benefit to watching. And I definitely would appreciate it if you subscribed.